On my way to go backpacking in Flagstaff, Arizona to test the Evolve Supply Co. Space Ranger against the ZPacks Arc Haul, I barge into Evolve Supply Co.'s shop and ask Nic Rakestraw 5 questions. Stick around.
I'm Andrew, and this is Coast to Coast Outdoor Adventures.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. This is Coast to Coast Outdoor Adventures. And today, I barged into Nic's store on a random Saturday and asked if I could interview him. And he said yes, because he's that cool. And
Not that cool. Just, got nothing else going on.
He's a cool dude. So, I got 5 questions for this guy, and we'll see where this video goes.
8 answers.
8 answers.
Yep.
Okay.
I talk at length. I'm a storyteller. So.
That's great. Hey, you got to make this video, at least 10 minutes.
Okay. Shit. I think I can do that.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I'm Andrew, Coast to Coast Outdoor Adventures. You got to know this guy. This is Nic Rakestraw, otherwise formerly and most famously known as Darwin on the Trail.
Well, I'm Darwin in the retail space right now.
Yeah. And if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, he created his own outdoor gear company about, 3 years ago?
3.5 years ago.
3.5 years ago. Yep. So, Nic Rakestraw, please, for those of you who don't know, introduce yourself real brief.
Okay. My name's Nic Rakestraw.
Yeah, that was about as brief as you can get.
So I have spent the last 11 years hiking a little over 15,000 miles of long distance trails around the U.S., around the world. Triple Crown thru hiker, long distance adventure cyclist. So I've been doing a lot of bike touring, bikepacking, done a lot of climbing, pack rafting. I go outside, I do stupid shit, try not to get hurt. I make stuff. I talk at length on YouTube, sometimes Instagram, sometimes other places. Occasionally I'm a filmmaker.
A good filmmaker.
I do things outside with cameras, and I talk. That's me. That kind of sums me up.
Good, awesome, cool.
Yeah.
So I met Nic. Well, I've watched his channel for years, but I met him because he said, "Hey, come backpacking with me at Highlander."
Oh yeah.
And so I followed the link and bought a ticket and went. And I got to tell you something, Nic. Okay, you don't know this, but I had this great idea to meet you and do this whole YouTube video with backpacking with you and all this stuff. I totally nerded out and could not ask you if I could film it.
Okay.
We hung out.
Fair enough.
We had beers together and all that stuff. Yep. And I just, the whole weekend, I couldn't ask you, hey, can I record this? Well, I know that. I know that now. But so if you want to go back and watch one of my the first Highlander video I made, I tried to spin it on I went backpacking with a famous YouTuber.
Oh really?
Guess who it is?
Nice.
And I said you'll find him in a clip, but I'm not going to tell you where it's at. And so there's
been such more of an exciting video.
There's one. I know. There's one shot that you're actually in, and you can freeze the frame. You can see plain as day. And so I've tried to get my viewers to try to find where it was.
Okay,
but nobody did. I have 367 subs.
Come on,
Participation. So yeah, I totally chickened out. Couldn't ask you.
Okay.
But then the next Highlanders, we hung out more.
Yep.
And then we got to know each other a little bit better. And so then I asked you, if I could do this. So that's why I felt totally comfortable barging in on his shop on a Saturday, asking him to make a video.
Perfectly normal.
So, Evolve Supply Co.
Yeah.
My question: how did Evolve?
Yeah, so obviously I've been testing and developing gear for 11 plus years on tons of different long distance trails, specifically my thru hikes over the years, backpacking trails. I was kind of a, like most people, consumer first, right? And then a user. And then I started the YouTube channel, less to review gear and and test it. It was more just kind of share the adventures, and the gear reviews and stuff kind of came as a byproduct of that. Right. Because I was already using stuff. So I was like, oh, well, I'll talk about this tent or this backpack that I used for thousands of miles. And that kind of started getting into more naturally doing gear reviews. And then it went from gear reviews to companies asking me to help give them feedback on the product. They were developing something new. They wanted some feedback. So then that went from feedback to gear development, helping other companies develop some stuff. A bunch of different products from, you might know the Cnoc Vecto bladder that everybody uses.
Yeah.
I had the one of 2 prototypes of that. Gave a ton of feedback on that. A jacket that Enlightened Equipment made called the Torrid. It's now done. Everybody uses the Torrid. I had the first one ever. They gave a lot of feedback on that. So it started becoming more product development. And then I started working with a backpack company, helping develop products. And specifically developed a pack in 2019 called the Evolve, which is in that frame right there. And then I went and hiked the Continental Divide Trail with that pack. And I was out there and I was using it, as one does whenever you design and develop something. You start using it more and you start innovating more on it, right? And you're like, oh man, if I had to do this again, next time I would add this. And I'd take this away. I would go with this fabric versus this fabric. I would make this a little bit longer, this a little bit shorter. So when I got off the Continental Divide Trail, I wanted to make basically a version 2 of that pack, right?
Yeah.
I was no longer working with that company.
And that's the Mallory? Maybe I'm totally guessing.
No, that's the Evolve.
No, the one that you wanted to make version 2.
No, this would be version 2. The Ranger.
The Ranger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you made me jump forward to my story.
I'm sorry.
So if that's version 1, the Evolve, I wanted to do another version of it. I wasn't working with that company anymore, and I was like, well, I've been in the industry long enough. I've been helping other companies. I kind of, I've seen sewing shops. I know how to get fabrics. I know how to do this. I was like, oh, maybe I'll just do my own thing.
Yeah.
Met a guy who was sewing packs, who did custom packs, kind of random one-offs, didn't really do a line or anything.
Right.
And I was like, hey, I have an idea for kind of a version 2 of this pack. I want to do something different. So we did a backpack together, which would be the Ranger, this pack here. And because honestly, selfish reasons, I just wanted another pack for myself.
Right.
It wasn't because I was like, oh, I'll start a gear company. It was more, I just want another damn backpack.
Yeah.
So we worked on making that, and the original idea is we were going to do a limited run of them under either his brand, or at the time I had a production company called Outdoor Revolution. I was like, oh, we'll make it the Outdoor Revolution pack or something. I was like, that's weird. It's a media company, backpacking gear. So I decided to release it under a different name, which was Evolve Supply Co. So that was called the Evolved. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Play on words. So put that pack out, and then that pack accidentally turned into an entire damn gear company. To where, so I started, because I developed that, I had a lot of other ideas for stuff. I was developing at the same time a sun hoodie. I wanted to do a certain hiking top, so that was kind of in development. I was working on a couple other products. Just as you spend more time in the outdoors and on the trail, you use a lot of stuff, and you kind of you start learning about like, this is a great backpack, but if they just would have done this, it would have been perfect for me.
Right.
So that's where innovation always comes from. Any gear company in the history of time, somebody's using something and they're like, well, I think I can do this better or different. Yeah. So that kind of started happening, and then all of a sudden I just started doing more gear. Now, shop in Flagstaff, Arizona, multiple sewing machines. We're making all this stuff at house, the majority of it at house. Some of the stuff we do out of house. And just, innovating and making more gear. And all of this stuff is kind of still how the company started. So very selfish. Like, it's all developed for me first. Example, our big 70-liter backpack right there that we put out at the beginning of the year. We made that specifically for a trip that I did in Alaska last year, because I was like, I need a big 70-liter pack that can carry a pack raft and all this food. So we made that, took it out. I was like, oh shit, this is a backpack. Let's make it a product and let's develop it further and release it. And now it's a product. So all of our stuff starts with me first. out on the trail with all these years of experience and using other things and trying to innovate what I think works best in certain situations. And yeah, at this point, we just kind of keep growing and keep making stuff. So a long way of saying that's
how it evolves.
That is how it evolved and how it continues to evolve. And in the future, probably beginning of next year, we're going to do something wildly different that I'm really interested in. Like, I'm super excited to share it with people. Not ready to pop the cap on that yet, but where I want to expand the company into a completely different realm, a different offshoot. Which
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, because we make stuff for on the trail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Starting to talk about making some stuff for off the trail.
Okay.
If that makes any sense, probably not.
Oh, okay.
Well, don't spill the beans.
I'm not going to spill the beans. I won't spill the beans.
Okay. And that's all later this year, early next year?
Probably early next year.
Okay.
Just knowing kind of.
Okay. We'll keep our eye out.
Small companies, sometimes it's hard being a small company because you want to do a lot of stuff, but obviously budget and time, hands, like how many people you actually have can dictate a lot of that. So I'd love to do it like next month. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
But so much more stuff has to be done before that.
Yeah. So I'm cheating. I have my phone for my questions. And I think this question kind of is more or less the same, and you may have already answered it, so we might skip it. But I was gonna ask Nick. There's so many other cottage brands. Why did you create your own? But I think he answered.
I'll give you a better question. I want to twist it around. Right?
Okay.
There's so many other cottage brands. What makes ours different? Why would somebody select our stuff?
Well, that was my next question.
I jumped the gun.
That was my next question for him. Is what separates Evolve Supply Co. and what makes him different? So
totally. The thing we like to tell people is all of our stuff is adventure developed. It's kind of a tagline that we use on one of our gear. It's even on our tags, right? We are adventure developed. All of our stuff is actually developed. There's a lot of companies out there that come up with a concept for a product. They design something in-house. They do in-house testing. They put it out, and then they take feedback from the user, the consumer.
Right. Yeah.
And then they innovate and they develop as they go along. So version 1 of something might not be the best. And as version 2, 3, 4, 5 comes along, they refine it from feedback from the audience. Our stuff always starts with actual in-field development first. So before we ever release a product, we're putting hundreds, thousands of miles on it to make sure that when the consumer buys it, it is the best that we can develop it as far as durability, as far as, weight to like durability ratio. So making sure it's as light as it could possibly be, but also make sure that it's not too light. It's not you're going to take it on the first trip and it's going to fail on you. Right.
Right.
Making sure that our fabrics are good against abrasion, making sure that we just really like to put stuff through the ringer before we release it to the public. Luckily, me being the owner and spending most of my year in the field, I can do that, right? And there's a lot of company owners that can't do that because they play more of a business owner role.
Yeah.
And I'm just able to juggle a lot. So a lot of the thing that separates us is, again, over 15,000 miles of experience. And every single day still getting more experience and actually developing. Yeah. So we try to take everything that we've learned, and not only me, but even ourselves. Like Robert has spent a ton of time in the field, backpacking, bikepacking, a little bit of everything. So we truly develop and innovate gear off of our actual experience in the backcountry versus just being like, well, I think this looks cool or this is a good idea, or going away of a trend. In the outdoor industry. Like, well, everybody else is using this fabric, so let's use this fabric. For us, it's more like, well, everybody's using this fabric. Let's test it, but let's also test this fabric and this fabric and see what our feedback is on it and what's going to work best in these actual conditions.
Right.
So that's what I would say separates us from a lot of companies is we walk the walk, talk the talk, and actually get out and make sure that our products are going to work for people.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So next question, get my cheat sheet out here. There's a lot of YouTubers. and they're all reviewing gear.
Okay.
And my question is, why aren't they reviewing your gear? I've seen.
That's a question I ask myself every single day.
So I bought the Space Ranger at his grand opening when he was next door, and I am using it for the first time this weekend. We're actually going out and backpacking now. That was not my intention. I wanted to backpack way sooner than 6 months ago, but life happens. And so I'm using it this time. So I'm going to be testing it out for the first time this weekend and giving my thoughts. So, but up until, now, as really a week ago, I've never seen Evolve Supply Co. on videos. Well, I take that back. I've seen one other video. Miranda goes outside, loved your booties. And then I just now, as of last week, saw Eric Hansen
he's using
for the very first time mention the Expedition Pad.
Totally.
Why aren't other YouTubers testing your gear?
So I can't speak to why other people aren't. Okay. Because I don't know what people's intentions are, why they do things, why they don't things. I can never speak to that. I can come up with a bunch of theories, but that would make me sound like a crazy person. And then a bunch of people would get mad at me. What I can say, though, is the majority of the people buying our gear, because, we've been around for 3.5 years now. We put out hundreds, if not thousands, of backpacks. For sure, thousands of somebodies. Thousands of pots, all this stuff. I think the majority of people that are actually out using our stuff don't have a YouTube following, don't review gear, don't post on Instagram, stuff like that. So in the grand scheme of people making backpacking videos, there are a lot of people that do have brand deals. There's a lot of people that are sponsored by certain people. And I mean, just like me, right? It's like you could ask me the same thing of like, well, just specifically me, why didn't I ever do a review of this brand's pack? I had the packs that work for me and I never used that, and that could be the case. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't really know. We've actually sent our products out to quite a handful of people that have just never really used it or mentioned it.
Okay.
Again, I could get into the whole conspiracy theory thing, or I could give my thoughts of why I think people don't. But that could go down a rabbit hole. Yeah.
So my thought on that is what you said. Like, there's probably brand deals, conflicts of interest.
There is
something like that.
Sure. And there could just be. I mean, I can tell you from being somebody that's done it for so long, and even though I did things very differently back, especially in heyday of making videos and stuff. You have tons of companies that, when you have an audience, you're reviewing gear and you're talking about stuff, tons of companies that want to send you stuff, right? Because they know that if you talk about it, good or bad, even if you mention it for a second, you can bring eyes to that brand, right?
Yeah.
And there were tons of people that would reach out to me that would want to send me stuff that I just, not that being an ass or anything, would just ignore, because I'm like, well, I don't think that I would ever use that backpack, so I wouldn't.
Right.
Or on the reverse side of that, I had a ton of companies that want to send me stuff, and I would tell people hey, you are more than happy to send anything to me that you want. It doesn't guarantee that I'll ever talk about it, use it, and teach not to, because at the end of the day, if you're a channel that is a gear review channel, which there's a lot of those channels now. Back in the day, for me, it was always adventure first. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go through the PCT. I'm going to go through the AZT. Mm-hmm. And here's the gear I'm going to use. And then afterwards, it was, here's the gear I used.
Here's the gear I liked and didn't like.
Sure. But I was never personally doing, and a bunch of us were never here's the top 10 sleeping pads of 2026. Right. That, to me, that is a gear review channel.
Yeah.
Comparing all these things. But I do know that when you are one of those channels and you're reviewing all the best backpacks of 2026, or all the best sleeping pads of 2026, you have so much stuff sent to you that sometimes it just gets lost in the shuffle and you just have to choose. It's like, well, I'm going to talk about these 5 because these are the 5 that I don't know are the most popular, or these are the 5 I've used the longest. I don't know. I honestly don't know what the answer is.
Right. Yeah.
But I can tell you that the majority of people that buy our stuff and that are out using our stuff, putting thousands of miles on it, distance trails and stuff like that, we have a hard time getting people to tag us on Instagram and stuff, just because a lot of those people just don't have accounts and aren't making media.
Right. They're not in that whole world. Yeah.
But I wish more people would. I wish more people would talk about our stuff, even if it's bad. Like, even if I can't stand this damn thing. Because that helps when you're a company. Not only is it good when people talk about your stuff because of promotion and it gets eyes on your stuff, but it's also it's the way I told you before we put anything out, we test it and we innovate it and we give our opinions in house. And a handful of people that we know that we give gear to go out and use, so we can get a different opinion. But after that, it's up to audience feedback to be able to innovate, right? To be able for someone to take something like, we can think this is the greatest thing in the world. And it's worked for us over thousands of miles. That you could take it out into an environment that maybe we never went into. As a person that we're not, maybe you have a different build. Maybe you're bigger. Maybe you're smaller, you're shorter, you're taller, and something doesn't work for you. We take that feedback after that initial release, and then that's how we innovate. So without that feedback, like, we can't innovate products. So, like, yes, I wish more people would give us feedback and use stuff. It'd be great, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will this weekend.
Well, right on. I appreciate it. Yeah.
And
I love feedback.
Last question for you,
a long answer to a very simple question.
Mr. Darwin.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is just a fun question for the viewers. Tell us one thing about you that YouTube has no freaking clue about.
Jesus, that's a rabbit hole. There's a lot of things. Let's see, what's something?
We know you're a thru hiker. We know you're test gear.
Mm-hmm.
We know that you have your own gear shop. Mm-hmm. We know that you bike pack. Mm-hmm. We know that you love the AZT. Mm-hmm. Something that's not
real left field
in any of that stuff. What can you think of something?
I can think of so many things right now. I'm trying to pinpoint the best one, or something real obscure.
Do I need to pause it?
Mm-mm, no.
Okay.
The feeling of brown sugar.
Yeah.
In the package of brown sugar. That's weird, squishy.
Yeah.
Makes me want to throw up.
Okay.
Honestly, I have a phobia about it.
Okay.
I cannot touch brown sugar with my hand. Like the package, the consistency of brown sugar.
Is it like
makes
the little
my stomach turn? I don't know what it is.
The little grittiness of it.
I mean, it's not even the grittiness of it. It's the fact that it's gritty, it's slimy, it's solid, but it also it goes from like a packed solid to it freaks me out. Brown sugar legit freaks me out.
Don't throw up on camera.
It's the worst. It's literally talking about it's making my skin grow.
Yeah. Okay.
It's so grody. Also, I absolutely despise, I hate with a deep-seated passion. If I could figure out a way to eliminate all of them, I would. Self-checkouts at stores.
I hate self-checkouts.
It's the worst thing ever.
And what I hate more than self-checkouts is a kiosk at a fast food restaurant. Hate them even more.
2 reasons. Obviously, I like to bullshit and I like to talk. Using a self-checkout drives me nuts because I like to talk to the cashier and the person that is serving me, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's at a restaurant, at a grocery store, whatever. I love.
Can I guess the second reason?
Sure.
They have a job to do, and they're getting paid, and I'm having to put in my own order.
Yeah. I don't work at the grocery store.
I don't work at McDonald's. I don't work at Fry's.
You do work at grocery stores for a little bit. And that sounds like a dickhead, selfish way or selfish reason. But yeah, I just it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I want to talk and communicate with the person that's checking out. Ask how their day is going.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I'm a personable person. So
absolutely.
So checkouts. Don't use them. Don't use them. Boycott them. We'll get rid of them eventually.
Yeah. Boycott self-checkouts.
And don't eat brown sugar. No, that's not true. Brown sugar's delicious.
Yeah. It's the packaging.
It's the, oh my God, it's the consistency of it that just makes me.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a fun stop on the way to go backpacking in Flagstaff. Thank you for indulging me,
Yeah,
Nick, letting me barge in here and
Likewise.
interview. It's great to see you.
Yeah, dude, likewise.
I am very sorry that you will not be at Highlander this year.
No
But
Highlander.
you will be riding your bike from Canada to
That's an
New
understatement.
Mexico.
Yeah.
And then running and swimming. Is it a triathlon?
Oh God.
What are you doing?
No, it's I'm doing a 2,700 miles self-supported bikepacking race.
Okay.
From Banff, Canada to Mexico, which means self-supported means I'll be carrying all of my gear. So same thing as it's a through hike on a bike.
Yeah.
Good way to describe it. But
Self-supported.
it's a race.
Self-supported, so you don't have a crew.
No, just like a through hike, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have
Yeah.
You can
So
still
you're
go
gonna have to resupply here and there. And all that stuff.
It's through hike on a bike, but it is a race. So the first person to the end, like on through hike, it's a self-accomplishment.
Right. Yeah.
First person to the end of this wins.
Okay.
Gentleman's agreement. There's no reward. There's no trophy, no medal, no nothing. So it's totally it's a I did it kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 2,700 miles. I'll be riding about 150 to 200 miles a day. Getting about 4 hours of sleep a night. It'll be intense.
Cool.
Different level of masochism for sure.
Yes. That's I like riding a bike, but not that much.
I love being on the bike, man.
Yeah.
So
All right. So, if you liked this video, what do you do, Nick?
What do I do?
If they like this video,
I don't know.
they like it, they subscribe to the channel.
Oh man, I haven't said that in so long.
They
typically what I say is, I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're taking care of yourselves. Hope you're taking care of each other. I love you. And as always, thanks for watching.
and he usually does this. Like this. All right, we'll catch you later.